welcome back to the vlog. It's been such a hot minute, it's not even funny at this point. With you, I've been up to nothing. It's been summer break, and as a teacher, your girl's got another job lined up, ready to go. So I've been working that nonstop to the point where I come home and just want to sleep. This is all I do. I come home, maybe do a puzzle or two, I go to bed. Or, as of late, reading. So that's what you're here for, right, Athena? We're here to do a June reading dump because these are all the books I finished in June. Hi, Athena. Okay, you really want to be part of this, I guess. Okay, so I read 5 books in total. Athena, not in front of the camera, dude. Okay. 5 books in total in the month of June. Started about June 11th. I started reading again. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this summer and I'm going to read because I love reading. I'm an ELA teacher on top of it. I should love reading. Well, I was like, you know what? Let's jump right in. I saw this book at Marshall's. By the way, Marshall's kills it. You can buy books for pretty much 50% off at this point. So I picked up this one, okay? Love Theoretically. Oh my gosh. Allie Hazelwood. I already knew I loved her. I had already read her series called Mate and, Bride. I read those books. Hey, Athena, I need you not to do that right now. So I already knew I liked her writing. I was like, I like the way she writes. It just makes me feel warm and fuzzy. It doesn't make me have to think really, really hard in my brain. I can just picture everything I want to and just read. This freaking nailed it. Everything I wanted in my life, right here. This man. Now that is how you rate a main character, a main male lead, okay? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hands down. Banter, amazing. Fake dating, yes. Tension, yes. Did he fall first? Of course he did. Why would I like it otherwise? Yes, he did. Okay? Yes, he did. Anyways, I just loved it so much. She pretends to be somebody else. He discovers it. It's totally also the trope of to be seen. And I think that's also what I loved so much about it was he saw her for all of the lies and like picked him out and was like, you're just pretending. You're just pretending. Like what? Loved this book. Anyways, great start. Great start, okay? I rated this one. I gave this one 5 stars. 5 stars completely. It had my heart. I was fully invested. I devoured it in 2 days. 100% a 5-star read for me. Okay. Now we're moving on to one that did not receive 5 stars this season. And I really, really wanted to love it. I really did. I wanted to be like, oh, yes. Yes. I'm so excited for this movie. Yes. Do I think I'm going to love the movie? I think I'm going to love the movie more than I love the book. And I'm a little scared for that. When have I ever actually said that out loud? Love the movie more than the book? Who is she? Because it's not Taylor. But it was a 3 stars for me. It just wasn't what I wanted it to give. It was so predictable. The lead up, the end. I liked the end more than anything. I liked like the last bit of it, the big bazam, all of that. Loved that part. That gave it its 3 stars actually, because the lead up just wasn't for it. Like, both are technically fake dating, but this wasn't even close to this. Adam, I liked Adam in this. I actually really didn't like Olive. And maybe I just couldn't relate to her because I really could relate to our female character here. Which, Elsie, I related to her. I felt what she was feeling in her brain. I could relate to her. Her, I just couldn't feel it. So, my 3 stars. Okay, so for this next one, I needed something cute, something sweet, nothing that like really made my brain work, okay? But like even more simple than an Allie Hazelwood, okay? So like I'm talking Hallmark of Hallmark, where I knew exactly what was going to happen in the end, and that was the whole point of it. Like, that was the whole point of the read. Miss Sarah Adams did that for me, and Practice Makes Perfect. Again, fake dating. Man, was I just in a fake dating trope series? Like, I mean, we got 3 of them so far. But anyways, it was really good. Again, if you want something nice, light, and sweet, I got through it in a day. Like, it wasn't hard to read. I knew exactly what was going to happen. It was pretty much like just watching a Hallmark movie in my brain as I read it. Super cute, super sweet. I thought a couple parts were drug out. That'd be my only, like, and that's why I gave it kind of 4 stars. It wasn't a 5 because it wasn't like, wow, just wow. It wasn't that for me. It was very... Thank you. That's what I need in my life right now. Thank you. So 4, okay? You got your 4. But just some parts we could have just fixed it up. We're drawing this out a little too much, okay? Drawing it up. So, anyways, Practice Makes Perfect. 4 stars. This next one, we did a genre switch up. I got through my reading slump, and you know what? I said fluffy, love. Fluffy and love, right? Just love them all, right? Now give me something that makes my brain hurt and I have to work really, really hard to imagine everything going on, and you know what? Maybe add some murder in there. That's where we get Killer Instinct. One thing about me is I love me some Criminal Minds and Bones. My 2 comfort shows, that and Grey's Anatomy. But those 2, that's how I feel. Criminal Minds and Bones. I just love something about it where, you know, Criminal Minds, we're talking all about serial killers, right? We're just loving that. And then we have Bones, where we have a little bit more like funny, you know, still solving murders, but there's a little bit lightheartedness into it. Well, this is pretty much a Criminal Minds episode. Book form. Loved it. Oh my gosh. I wish I could go back and reread. Loved it so much. I read The Naturals back in college. So it's been like 3 to 4 years. Oh my gosh, it's been 3 to 4 years. Oh my god. Anyways, we're gonna say 3 years since I've been out of college. Okay, anyway, that still really stings. Like, that just doesn't feel good. Okay. It just feels like yesterday. I'm just there, walking the halls. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm done with school, and now I just teach school full time. Okay, back on topic, Taylor. Back on topic. Okay. I read The Naturals back in college. So, I loved it. I always knew I loved it. There was nothing about it that didn't make me want to pick up the next, but I think I just ran out of time and kind of forgot about the series, if I'm going to be honest. And then one day I just was seeing it on my TikTok, keep popping up. I was like, you know what? Whatever. Let me buy this. I bought this back in December. Never picked it up. I picked it up in June. We're talking about our June dump reading vlog. And I can't believe I waited this long. What do you mean I waited this long to read this and get hooked? I immediately finished this one, finished the last page, went to Amazon, said, buy. The third book is already up in my bookshelf, ready to go. The reason it's not there is because of the next book we're talking about. But this, for sure, the next book I'm going to read is All In. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the book I will be reading next. And then I'll order Bad Blood. But don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm telling you right now, though, if you love Criminal Minds, you love Bones, you love a good mystery that's not too gory. Let me say. Like, it wasn't like, there was definitely a couple things where like, oh, okay. I mean, words on paper, putting it back into my brain as images. Do I really need to see all that gore? Like, what? And also, what if I'm imagining it worse than what technically would be at a crime scene, you know? Anyways, that's just my brain. Okay. This, stellar, 5 stars. 100%, 5 stars. Devoured this in a day. I loved it so much. So much. Now for my pride and joy of this month, and probably my favorite book of 2026 so far, is Shield of Sparrows. Okay. I saw all the hype of this on TikTok and was like, oh, I put it on my TBR. I was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Just like I did Fourth Wing. I was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Well then I found this just sitting on a bookshelf, okay? Just sitting on a bookshelf. Picked it up and said, oh, can I borrow this? Can I read this? They're like, yeah, take it, go. Thank you. What in the ever-loving mind did I wait so long to read this book? Are you kidding me? This book, stellar. If I could rate it a 10 out of a 10, I would. There's not enough stars, but I'm going to give it enough stars right now. This, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Such a good book, okay? Such an amazing book. The twists, the turns. I loved the plot twists. Did I see some of them coming? Yes, but only because TikTok is alive and well. But other than that, I would have never seen them coming. I would have loved the twists and turns. It was so good. The world building? Don't even get started. Don't even get me started on the world building. It was so beautiful. It was so vivid in my brain too. So the descriptions of everything, the words used, you could see it everywhere. Like I wish I could be in their world. It's so great. It was so great. I just can't speak highly enough of this book. I don't think there's enough justice I could say or enough words I could say to say, if you love a fantasy book, you need to go buy this right now, okay? You need to put this on the top of your TBR and go read this book. Ready? Okay, for instance, we got a little love, but not anything, okay? You're there for the criminals. You're there for the mastermind of it all, okay? This book. What? The banter, the tension. Oh, I was sitting there a couple times going, got me giggling at a fantasy, not even a real man. Got me giggling, knowing darn well. There was the point where I even looked at my friend who had read this book and I said, is blah, 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 blah. And she went, just give me something. And she said, nope, you gotta go through it all like we did. Which I'm glad she did. Loved her for that, actually. But the banter, top notch. The man speaks my language. Speak my language. When it comes to just like a good MMC, okay? Just a great MMC. Like, he was perfect in all of the ways. It was such a slow burn that it was actually perfect. It wasn't drawn out too long. It wasn't too fast, which loved even more. Like, for instance, for anyone who's read Court of Thorns and Roses, I loved him more than Rhysand. Plain and simple. I was always a Cassian girl, but I loved him more than Rhysand 100%. Just out of this world. And do I have, where is it? Right here? You see this puzzle right here? That's them. I did put a puzzle together of them. And I love it now. And when I was reading, and I looked up on my puzzle and thought, I know exactly what part of the book I'm in where that is exactly came about. And that's why I have a puzzle the way I have a puzzle. I just have so many thoughts, and I don't think I'm giving them well to you. But all I have to say is, the world building was absolutely out of this world. She did amazing. Her description, her storytelling, it didn't feel like everything else I've ever already read. It felt very new, and I really, really liked that. It didn't feel like Fourth Wing. It didn't feel like A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it didn't feel like Throne of Glass, which I loved even more because, again, those are all of my favorite series, but they're my favorite series because they're different, and I needed something different. And sometimes when you read these fantasy books, they're all kind of the same. Quicksilver was also very good, but there was just like a couple things where I was like, I'm really scared this is going to be just like the others. And it wasn't, in all the best ways. I just want to give her so much prop for the slow burn. The slow burn was so perfect in a sense of like, I've never been more grateful that it was drawn out for as long as it was. And if she would have changed anything, it wouldn't have been that good. Like, that's what made me love it even more. Even more. And the way he calls her, like, a certain name where he goes, da da da, and I just loved it. So, anyways. This has been my favorite book so far. In the grand scheme of things, this one has been the best. But yeah, that's my June wrap up of all the books I got to finish this month. I don't have... Oh goodness. So these are all my books. Yep. These are all the ones I read this month. Loved them. I actually really can't say that there was one I hated, which is good. I didn't DNF any of them. Thank goodness. I've had to DNF one and I really didn't like it. There's one book right now. It's called The X-Hex. I really want to love it. I just haven't been able to get through it. So I'm feeling a little bit more towards Halloween. Maybe I'll feel a little bit more. But to start off July, because it is July 1st, we are on the second book of Shield of Sparrows, okay? I'm very, very excited. I'm only on page 25. I'm on page 25, but I've heard actually that this is better than A Shield of Sparrows, and I'm really excited for that. But I also, okay, a lot of people are going to have something to say about this, and that's okay. Because I already scolded myself today about this, but one thing about me is sometimes I have to go to the very last page and read the very last line. Yeah, I know I shouldn't do that. I've just ruined a lot of surprises, but sometimes I don't want a surprise. Sometimes I want to know what I'm up for, okay? Sometimes I want to know. So I did go to the very last line of this book. And I closed it. I'm not opening it to like blank, right? I went and did that and said, now Taylor, who, did you just piss yourself off? Yes, you did. Don't piss me off, Taylor. Like, I'm talking to myself on this of, you could have just kept it for yourself, Taylor. Now you've ruined just a little bit of it. Where I don't know everything, okay? So I don't know what actually it's being said, but just that last line got me real good of, what are you talking about? And if I cry, who am I sending my therapy bill to? Because I need to know who to send that bill to already, because I feel like I should already start prepping myself. But I'm very excited, and don't you worry, you'll get a full review at the end of July. Anyways, thank you for coming to watch my book review. I know it's been a very long video, but love it that you're here. I'll see you at the end of July. But yeah, anyways,